Hello, everybody. Welcome on in. Let's get us all on everything here. So, just an FYI, I am going to be doing like a little vignette, but it's going to be probably a part one, part two today and tomorrow because I don't think you all are going to want to sit through everything. Because I got all this working in my little mind here of a lot of things. But I think it'll be cute once it gets done. All right, come on, computer. I'm going to have to go take my computer up and have them look at it, the computer guy. I think it also needs, if I'm not mistaken, I think it needs a Windows update. Let's see. Hi, Rebecca. Hi, Tina. Hey, Judy. How are you all doing today? So I'm happy on one aspect because we're supposed to have massive storm pretty much all day today, and now it's not until later. Not that I want it, but so I did want to show you starting off with, remember when I did this yesterday and I sprinkled the glitter and that in there? Well, just an FYI, it is hard to get glitter out of these things, but I think I got a good percentage of it out. There might be a speck here and there. So I did pull the little dude out, and this is what he looked like with the glitter. So the glitter does work really well, but he kind of looks like he got shot here, there, and everywhere with glitter. Or splattered, shall I say, since you're not supposed to use that word. And I looked on everywhere I could find that mold and still have no clue what those are. So we're going to call them berries because they are not like a dandelion because they're too cloistered together. But we're going to call them a berry. So what we're going to start off with first for our little basket vignette that we're going to do and finish up tomorrow. Hi, Shyla. I have this Dollar Tree frame, which I did get a lot of them. And we're going to take, and I think, hi, Lisa. I think you all remember when I did this one, and we're going to put him in this frame. So what I thought, since the background here is black, we're going to put him on the black background. And somebody was asking me, thank you for throwing snowballs. Somebody was asking me, do you have to use the dragonfly on black? No, you don't. And we're going to do this today. We're going to take our white and we're going to paint this white, and then we're going to use this so y'all can see. Hi, Sparky, how are you? So y'all can see. It can be on pretty much any color you want. Does it show a slight different little effect? I'm sure it does because of whatever color that you may be using. But we're going to do our white. And I don't like this brush. Let's try our pouncer. It gives it a little extra texture, and I think the pouncer kind of covers it a little bit better. But we're going to do this, and we may have to do 2 coats of the white. Hi, Vicki. And I'm going to dry it as we go. And I might switch up, since we're going to use, I might use the other white and then come back and use the FX pearlized white. Hi, Shelly. Thank you for sprinkling. I like your smiley face. So anybody else supposed to be getting storms? that dried fast. So we are going to swap this up just a little because it looks like the white is not going to cover it as well as I want it to. So we're going to do two different whites. We're going to use just this matte wicker white, and then we're going to come back with the FX pearl white. Because it'll give it a little bit of a shine to it. We're going to start with all the edges first, and I'm going to do two sides and then come back dry and do the other side, and hopefully I won't get as much paint all over me. But what's crafting with the, without having paint on you, right? But I have come to like doing the pouncer. Yes, Storms, it's just raining right now. Hi, Judy, how are you? Well, stay safe, Lisa. I know there's been a lot of storms going around lately. I know rain is better than the white stuff, but Tina and I were talking not too long, a little bit ago, and I was asking her about how much rain she was getting, and she only lives like 30, 40 minutes away from me, so you wouldn't think it would be that big a difference, but it is. We'll get downpours, and she'll get a sprinkling or nothing, and it's like, hey, that ain't fair. So I told her I'd be more than happy to send it her way. So who's going to be on this evening? Anybody on here going to be on this evening? I know Cindy's usually on. I haven't heard if she's not going to be on tonight, C3 Cottage, but I didn't know if anyone else is going to be on tonight. It rained all night most of today here. I know a lot of places really need the rain, but I still almost feel like this, like the kids and all of us didn't really have, in a lot of the states, have like a good summer. It was mostly rain for us. So I kind of feel like we got gypped this year. Hi, Joanne. If I didn't say hello, hello. We are painting up a frame. We're going to put our Santa Claus that I did, the Santa Claus that I did with the Santa Claus mold in here. And we're starting to piece together some things that we're going to put in a little like vignette. And I do believe, because this little mind of mine has gone with all these ideas, I do not think we're going to get each and every piece that I want in it done today. So it's going to be probably a part 1 today and a part 2 tomorrow. But I think it's going to be cute once it's all done. I'm going to pour a little bit of this because we're going to kind of mix a little bit here, because I want to do the side that I just got done. You need the rain? Well, I'm glad you're getting it then. So as you can see, it's flat, and now we're putting on the FX pearlized white. And that is New Liberty, it's called. I need to get some more of the FX paints. I really like a lot of them, and I found them at Hobbies. I'm not sure if Michael sells them. If Tina's on here, she might know, because she gets to Michael's a little more than I do. Hobbies is closer for me, and I have several of them around, so that's where I usually go, to Hobbies. The Michaels are a little bit further out. I'm already liking the effect this is doing. Can y'all see that? You need rain too, Rebecca? Be more than happy for y'all to have it. And when the snow comes, y'all can have that too. I think it's pretty to look at, but that's about it. Michael's doesn't have it. I wasn't sure if they had the FX or if it was just hobbies. See, now some people would probably paint the inside of the frame in that first and then do the outside. But since I have to do things backwards sometimes, I painted the outside first. And what I meant by the inside is that probably should have painted all this first and then did the outside, but hey, we're going to be backwards today. So I'm probably going to be bouncing through just everyday type of crafts, fall crafts, Halloween crafts, and even Christmas. So you're not going to know until that day. Sometimes I don't even know. I ordered from Michael's. It's about an hour. Oh, that's a good little haul, Rebecca. I'm not opposed to driving sometimes a little distance. Here lately, I am. I'm opposed to it. But if there's something like I think I told y'all the one Christmas my girls were young and they liked Elvin and the Chipmunks and Target had them as like stuffed plush toys and one wanted I think it was Elvin and the other one wanted uh, Simon and none of the Targets around me had them so you couldn't get one and the other one not what they wanted so we drove up to Evansville me and my brother-in-law and my son who was a baby and got it. So I'm not opposed to doing some driving, but if I can order it online or get to it, I'd rather do that. And I have learned with the Dollar Tree, some of these things that come up and become hot items right away, it's easier to order the bulk from their online store. So, is anybody on this evening besides Cindy? I know from 7 to about 8, I have something that I have to do, but then after that, but I do watch sometimes 2 and 3 people at the same time. So we probably technically could have left some of this gold, but we're not. We are going to give it, like I said, we're going to paint this all up. I'm going to just hold it down here. Paint this all up, and then we will put the FX on here so y'all can see that it does not necessarily have to be black. And I'm just going to put it up on the top of the frame. I'm not covering the whole frame. I don't think there's any reason to really cover the whole frame unless you all see it and say, you know what, you need to be doing the whole frame. But I don't think we're going to have to. So what's for dinner, y'all? I have no clue. It's one of the, it's those dreary days, and it's like I don't know what to make or have on a dreary day. Hi, Ruben. How are you? I saw your special order cup that you did. That was cute. I got me a new machine. Haven't put it up yet because I want Ken to help me do some maneuvering around in my craft room. And then I'm going to give it a whirl on some tumblers again. Soup? Yeah, but what kind of soup? You know what I do like to, what do you call it? The ramen. And sometimes I like to add a little bit of scallions, and maybe if I have some little pieces of chicken that you can kind of shred up or chunk up and put in it. And then y'all might think this is kind of weird, but I like to make a sunny side egg sometimes and put it on the top and then just bust it. I'm probably going, ew. Hi, Tessie. How are you? Thanks for sprinkling, Ruben. So, for those that are just hopping on, I know I was talking to y'all yesterday. We are going to be doing a vignette. It's going to be like a little basket vignette, and it's going to be, some Christmas items and everything. But I do not think, with all the items that I want to put in it, that I'm going to get all of them done today. So, it's going to be probably like a step one today and then the rest of it tomorrow. But I think it's going to be fun with what this little mind has in store. I just love, y'all, how when you take something and you transform it, because look how different it even looks as white versus the gold. I saw on the auction, and I haven't talked to Kenny about it yet because I don't know if he's interested in going to the auction hub that we have that happens every Thursday, not too far from us, because we don't always go because they send out pictures so you can kind of see what they have and see if you're interested. But they have an old time cast iron teapot. I saw that and I thought, ooh, that looks like something I would like. But then again, it also depends on what it goes for. I've told you this before. I love how you're. Thanks, Lisa. Sometimes I'm not so sure I do, but I appreciate that. Tina keeps fussing at me, and I think you have too, because I'll get all these ideas, and then sometimes I don't think I have maybe enough faith in my ideas. I don't know if that would be the right word or not, but I also don't always remember to write them all down, and I need to. I do need to. And hopefully, I don't know about this year, but I do have some that I want to try to do outside next year for sure. And maybe if we have some dry weather before it gets too cold, do some outside this year. So I think we're just going to paint the inside here. I'm not sure if we're going to do the pearl in the inside of the frame or not yet. We'll see when we get there. Because when we do the dragonfly in here, I'm just going to do this top part. Vicki, are you on here? Because I know she was one that was asking about the dragonfly, and if you just needed to do it on a black color. We might just go ahead just to make sure that it was all matching, but we'll see. I do like the way it's looking. I don't know. What do you all think? You like the way it's looking? I do. Man, the other day, after my live, I kept getting ping, 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 and I looked to see what it was, and it was some troll hitting up all y'all. I was like, hey, dude, enough of that. You are here? Okay, well, you're going to see in as soon as I get this done. And the inside here, we're going to take one of the dragonfly. It's not the one that with the purple. And y'all, I did go back and get another one. And I opened it to make sure it was correct. Because as y'all saw the other day, that one bottle had no like glitter in it at all. I'm going to leave that running because this shouldn't take long to curl this up and dry it then. Wasn't going to, but I wanted to look all cohesive. Has anybody else on here gone out and got any of the dragonfly yet? Just curious to see who's all tried it yet. I know I want to try what Sherry with Sherry's Decor and More was doing this morning. I think that looks so cool. I think that should be one of our monthly projects with her. Everybody try something. I did not and have not done the vase. I know, shame on me. You have used it? I think it's cool too, Joanne. And I do like the effect that it gives on black, but you can use it on anything, any color. The dragonfly paint, Tina. Okay, that all feels dry. Let's close this up. You know, it did that to me, not to you, Judy, but to a couple other people. And what they also do is turn off the alerts, and that gets frustrating too. And then you have to go back in there and try to get the alerts back on. Do we want to do? Let's do a dauber. So the one I am using is the blue green gold shift. So it should look something like this. And I'm just going to take it and put it. Right now I'm doing the edge, but I was thinking about doing this part too, but y'all can tell me in a second because I'm going to take this around and get a good majority of it done, and y'all can say yes, go ahead and do the edge or the inner part with the little balls there, or no. So here's what it's looking like. Can y'all see it on the white? I mean, on the black, yes, it really pops, but you can do it on the white also. Yes, a few crafters that I had to refile and turn. I don't know why they have to mess with things. So, do we want to just do this outer edge, or do we want to do the little balls on the inside too? Let me know what y'all think. I'm going to continue to do the outer edge. And can you see it? I can see it here, so I'm hoping y'all can see it. And if you can't, I can hold it up closer in a second. I do think, and it, like I said, this one I'm not using the purple one, I'm using the green one. I do think it pops a lot more on the black, but you know, we can throughout this season try it on different colors. It does on the white. I'm sure it will do it on any color. It's just a matter of what you like. Not quite dry. So anybody think we should do the little round balls in the middle or leave it? I'm kind of leaning towards leaving it, only because I have another idea. Surprise! Me have an idea? Never. So this is what it looks like so far. Can y'all see that? I can't tell because we got the lag over here and over there. So I can't tell if it's showing, if y'all can see it. Could you see it? I can't tell. So here, let me bring it up a little closer. Can you see all the different colors popping up on there? So this is what I'm going to do. I want to take Santa. Let me do it this way because I don't want to drop Santa. That would not be good. Santa's going to go in here. Whoops. Santa's going to go in here like this. So I'm thinking maybe just leave this here. Reason why is what I was thinking is taking a little bit of the dragonfly and making the black back here with some iridescent around him. What do you think? So then you'd have like the iridescent here and the iridescent around Santa. Yay or nay? You do see it? Good. I'm glad. Because here I can see a lot of like the more of, even though it says like the green and the blue and the gold, I see on here more of like the green with hints of gold in it. So what do you all think? Leave it like this, or go ahead and take some of the dragonfly on the black, and then you will see what the difference is from the white and the black on here, and do that, or just leave it the way it is. I'm kind of thinking let's try the dragonfly on this, and then you can see the difference between the white and the black right together. And then we can put Santa on there. So let's go for it, right? And as you see, this is the same dragonfly that I used on the frame. I'm going to need more. But yeah, I went in to get the other one with the purple and that in it, and I unscrewed the top and made sure, because that other one, as y'all could see when I showed you, it was like pure white, like paint or glue. There was no color to it at all. And see, you can already start seeing it on here. See the big difference? So it does matter what color and what kind of look you're going for, but you can use it on any color. And I'm just using the pouncer because I like the way it gives you an extra little effect. Yes, Dragonfly. It's the Folk Art Dragonfly Glaze. And they have it right in Hobbies, they have it right in with all the paint. So you kind of have to look. In our store, my nose is itching, sorry y'all. In our store, it's up on the top of the paint rack. See now here when I'm looking at it at a certain angle, I see lots of green, and then when I look at it from another angle, I can see gold and blue, which is kind of cool. This I do want to make sure it's kind of dry because we're going to put Santa on top of it. But I'm going to let that dry some while I finish the bottom. It's almost pretty dry. May need to add some more to my palette board here. Might not. Might be able to squeeze it on through here. Walmart and Michael's has the Dragonfly. I haven't looked at Walmart, and I haven't, like I said, I don't go to Michael's that often. So I have to lean on Tina for that one. Check Amazon. Yeah, I haven't looked on Amazon either. But almost anything you're looking for, Amazon has. All right, I think that might be good enough. God, I don't know what it is. My nose is itching. So, just for grins and giggles, look at the difference from black and on the white. So it does pop a little more on your darker color, but you can put it on anything. Now, we're going to take our Santa and put him on here. And hopefully our stick fast does its job today. And I should have, and I did not, dagnammit. Thought I turned my glue gun on, but I did. Before I go any further though, question, because it could be just me. Does it look like it's darker on one end than the other to you? Because it kind of does to me. It looks like it's darker up here and lighter down here. Like maybe I need to make it a little heavier down here. I'm going to try to hold it still so you all can see and flip it because I think it looks lighter. Let's go ahead and do that while I'm waiting. You like it? Thanks. I think it needs a little more of this before we go and glue Santa on. Now, I have not tried it on like, your reds and stuff like that, but why not? This might make it look a little more even. Because to me, it was looking like it was a little not as dark down here. Not all of it. This part will be, but this, I probably could have just did like the sides of it, but It just looked like this whole section right here was not. So I'm doing it all. That way, whatever Santa's not covering, it's covered. I think it looks I think it looks better. All right, let's go with Santa. Now I'm trying to put kind of a lot on here because he is slightly on the heavy side, and I don't think my glue gun's heated up enough. Yep, there's a little bit. So maybe we can get a little on here to help hold him. Now let's hope I don't glue myself. I hope not. Yay, I didn't. Stick fast is very similar to Star Bond in my opinion. Somebody's dog is out there barking and it is not mine. Please don't fall off. Please don't fall off because I have to put you down. What do y'all think? See, and then when you move him, oh, yeah, it's kind of cool. So there's our Santa. Now, I'm going to put him back here. I don't know why they're barking, but they're going to have to just wait. We are going to take some of our cinnamon in that, and I'm going to move my paint palette up here and put my little sponge in there because we have this bell. I did take our bonding boss because it was all a silver bell, and I kind of want to make it kind of rusted up a little. Thank you all. I appreciate it. So I did take the bonding boss because I personally really like the way that when you put something on either glass or metal or aluminum, the paint holds for and much better using the bonding boss. I have not had to use it on wood yet, but you can use it on the wood, especially if you have some wood and you can't like sand out the stain or something. You can do that. So I need to wipe this off real fast because we are not going to do black. We are going to do red because I want to make it a red bell. Thanks, guys. All right, y'all. It's okay. It's probably the mailman out there. You know what? I'm just going to take this and flip it over here and use that side, save some time. Get my red. We're going to use Folk Arts Imperial. And we have our cinnamon mixture, and I need some coffee because we want some coffee grounds on here. I love the smell of coffee. Coffee don't always like me, but I love the smell of it. So we're going to take some of our red and start splattering it on here. And I'm probably just going to take my hands and take our mixtures and put it on here. Sometimes I take like a little scoop or a little spoon and dab it on here. But for this, we're just going to take my hands and I'm going to sprinkle some on here, and even our coffee chunks. Sometimes I take, and it's up to you, sometimes I take the coffee and kind of crunch it a little bit as I go, and other times I don't. It just depends on what effect you want. And this is just helping to set it in there. And I do want some more. So we're going to do this again because I want extra. Extra, extra. And I'm going to take my coffee pods after I do this and come over, and that'll help to seal it in here. I don't know, can y'all hear the mailman slamming his door out there? He does that every day, and he's usually right on the corner by our house. So I am going to get the coffee pods, which I have right behind me. And after we do some more of this, we're going to come back with the coffee pods. Thank you, Tessie. I appreciate it. There are several different ways. I've seen other people they paint it and then they just do the coffee pods all the way around with their mixture of either coffee grounds or the cinnamon mixture. I like to add a little extra paint to mine. I tried to take this top part off, but I couldn't get it off without totally mutilating it, so I left it on there. And I'm trying my hardest not to let it get all gunked up. But you know, when it starts looking old and rusty, sometimes that happens too. The dog you hear barking is the little one. Her name is Teeter. Plus, I like to add a little extra paint on here because sometimes when I'm doing this, and I don't know if you all have had it happen or not, sometimes when I'm doing it, like the paint doesn't totally, I don't get it everything covered. So this way I get it all covered. Now I am going to dry this, and then we're going to come back with some more with our coffee pod. You don't hear the doggies? Yeah, they're in there barking, especially the little one. I kind of miss like when I was growing up. We were out in the country, not out in the what people would call like the boonies. We weren't real super far away from anything, maybe 30 minutes. But I do miss the quiet. Hi, Cheryl, how are you? So now I am going to take some of my coffee pods, and we're going to put some of this on here, and that's going to help seal it in. I need to make me some more because sometimes I use it for this and sometimes I use it for like dirtying up as I like to call antiquing ribbon is what I should say. This time we're going to take a little bit of coffee on here some more. And then I'm going to pat it down a little bit more. How are you, Cheryl, and how was your day? And how's your husband? We are working on some pieces for a little basket vignette that I'm going to do, and it will get finished tomorrow because there's a lot of, not a lot, but several working pieces, shall we say, to the puzzle. And our bell was one of them. Hi, Pam. How are you? Welcome on in. We are rusting up a bell. It is going to go into our little vignette that we're going to finish putting together tomorrow. But right now we're doing the coffee page and coffee, and I put some cinnamon on it already, and then kind of sealing it back in with our coffee page. See how bumpy and rusty it's starting to look? All old. I can remember as a kid, mom and them saying, "Stay away from the rusty stuff." And here I am wanting to rust everything up. So as soon as I do this one, we're going to dry this, and then we're going to do the bottom half. And just for a slight little recap for those that just jumped on, we did this, just finished this up a few minutes ago. This was a Dollar Tree frame, and we used, for the shine and the like glitter effect, the iridescent effect, we used the dragonfly glaze. Hi, Stephanie. How are you? Did I miss you today? I have to go back in. We were talking about this earlier. Not everybody's getting alerts for everybody. So if I missed you, I'll have to go back and watch your replay. I do too, Pam. I do too. I was just telling everybody, don't know if Ken's going to go or not, but at the auction, the house that they have that's not too far from us, on every Thursday they have like stuff that somebody has them auction off. And I saw that they had an old cast iron teapot there. And I'm like, ooh, I want it. But it kind of depends on how much it goes for, too. Sometimes you can get it for a real good deal, and then other times it's like somebody wants to keep outbidding you. And that's when I'm like, yeah, okay, you can have it. You're in town, no live? Okay. Whoop, hit the wrong button. Hit the wrong button. I do want to get this handle up here a little bit. Trying ever so carefully not to get it on the string. But see how the top part's starting to look? And you can make it look more crusty, if you want to call it that. I think I need some more paint. That's not quite dry on the top there. What type of dryer are you using? I got the battery operated glue gun you had. You got the Ryobi glue gun? Yeah, I like that. This one, my friend Tina, if she's still on here, she got it for me for an early birthday present. She got it from Home Depot, and it's called the Wagner. And you push this button here, and then you can take this one for the fan and move it up so it goes even more fan comes out. And it's got the plus here so you can even turn it up so it's hotter, or you can lower it down. And if you hold this off button, it can go to cool. So cold air should be coming out of here. And then you hold it again and hold it longer and it turns it off. But it was from Home Depot. She got it. It's sitting on my shelf behind my table. Oh, okay. For those that are on here, if you're not following anybody who's on here, please give them a follow. It helps everybody's page if you follow them. And you can't go wrong with following anybody on here. They all are very creative and very nice people. And like I've said before, I love our community because 99% of the people on will help you if you need help, give you ideas, and support you. So I love our community. Another toy on your list? All right, Stephanie, thanks for hopping on. But yeah, we got a bunch of very talented people in our community, and I love it because you get all kinds of ideas and all kinds of support from everybody, and it is very amazing. So right now I'm just sprinkling the cinnamon mixture on here and tapping it down with some extra paint. This is the way I like to do it. I am going to have to dry this side so I don't get everything everywhere. Tina, I love this dryer too, and I really appreciate the early birthday gift. I do have one of those crafter dryers. Pam, you probably were not on, but I used to have another dryer. It was not this brand, but it was like this kind of style. It didn't have all the extra functions and that on it, and it was working really, really well. And then one day, it started doing like little smoking, and I thought, okay, maybe I got something on the end of it or something. And then the next thing I know, I thought, well, I'll try it again. Then it started smoking and some spark, and I said, okay, that's it. We're done with that one. So that one definitely got thrown out. And then Kenny he was at an auction and he saw one and he said it was still in the box and it was like it was unopened. Yeah, I said I will not buy anything electronic from like an auction unless they let you plug it in right there because I plugged it in and it almost immediately started smoking and I said, yeah, this ain't happening. So, got to be careful when you go to some of those auctions and that or yard sales and that if they don't let you plug it in and that 9 times out of 10 in my book, don't buy it. Okay, you guys, knock it off. They were doing what I call the howling noise. I don't know if you could hear that or not. But we're going to get this done, dry it up, do some of the Mod Podge on here. And then we'll do the rest tomorrow, so of the other stuff that we're going to add into our little vignette. I say little, it's actually not little, and I will show you if as soon as I get this done. Sometimes I can hit it just right with my chin and turn it off and show you what it's going to look like and what basket it's going in. All right, little bit. Just sprinkling our coffee on here. And then I'm going to smush it down so it'll stay. Get our dryer going so I can turn it as we go. I like the cinnamon, but I also like the coffee because the coffee gives it that kind of, when it's something gets really rusty and it kind of like peels and clumps with rust, the coffee to me gives that kind of effect. I'm going to leave it running because it's not going to hurt. Got stuff on my hands. It is somewhat of a little bit of a messy for me kind of thing to do, but it's fun. You do not want to make sure you do want to make sure that you don't get too thick on your Mod Podge or Coffee Podge, whichever you're using, because it does make it have a tendency to dry a little slower. That is another reason why I'm just coming back over it with my brush because there's still some on there and I'm just kind of smushing it down onto the bell. And you can tell when the Coffee Podge or the Mod Podge starts to dry because it gets almost like a clearer look. It's not as tan or white color depending on if you're using the Coffee Podge or just regular Mod Podge. But for sake of being on the live, I am drying it, but it's not totally dry on the bottom because we are going to get this done here in the next few seconds. I really should have cleaned my hands off because I had all that stuff on it, but I didn't. Hi, Peggy. How are you, my friend? Thanks for the snowballs. I may have to touch up a place or two because my hands were sticking in some of my fingertips were sticking in some of the spots because I have all this paint and that on it, but that's not no harm, no foul. Not a big deal. Let's see. I thought I might have saw a spot. Aha, I do. Right here. Not too shabby for a little spot. I don't think I see anywhere else, so I think we did pretty dang good there. Dry that up. And you can see as I'm turning it, I think it looks pretty good. You can, and truthfully, you could leave it like this, or you could go back over it again and rust it up even more. But I think I'm going to leave it like this. I like it this way. The only other thing I want to try to do, and it's going to be a little hard, is to get a little bit, just a little bit up here on my, ooh, that worked out better than I thought it was going to, on my little loop up here. So I'm trying not to get my little string here that I had because I didn't want to take it off because it's on there so good, and it was going to take, I didn't want to cut it up. It looked really nice. You love it? Thank you. So that wasn't much that I had to put on the little loop there, but here is our bell. It was gold, then it went to the Bonding Boss, and then we used, I believe it's the Imperial, yes, the Imperial by Folkart, and then we used our coffee posh, our cinnamon, and our coffee. Now, this is what we're going to add some of this to tomorrow when we finish it up. Isn't this a beautiful basket? We're going to put it all in here. So, like I said, I got this plan, y'all, see? And just for a recap, for those that just jumped on, we took the Dollar Tree frame and painted it up and then dragonflied it. And we took the mold that we did a couple days back with Santa and put that in. So that will go in. We have our bell that's going to go in. And we have some material here that I already had laid out that we're going to pick tomorrow to see what we're going to put in. And then we're going to add a few other little Christmassy things in there tomorrow. And y'all, I did. What do you think about my little candy cane? I was experimenting. Yay or nay? Do you like it? I was watching everybody make all kinds of different candy canes, and I thought, well, I'm going to try one. So we may add another candy cane or two in there, and that I will show you tomorrow also. Oh my God, did you like it, or is it, oh my God, what are you thinking, girl? I don't know what is it, oh my God, good, Lisa, or oh my God, what in the world? So I do not save these because you can get them cheap enough. So I don't save those. I just toss them because I've tried cleaning them out and cleaning them out, and after like a couple uses, it's not any good. And I will wipe my lid off because I did get some coffee in there. And if I go to use it again, I may not want the coffee. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Vicky. So tomorrow will be part 2 of our Santa vignette, when we'll have it all put together, because we'll have, these were the bigger projects that I had, was the Santa and rusting up the bell. Tomorrow's going to be the piece de resistance. Well, so with that being said, I am going to leave you all with my rusty bell and our Santa. And I love the dragonfly, as a lot of you all do. And for those that don't know, just a little recap here. It is Folk Arts Dragonfly Glaze, and you can get it in several different combinations. This one today was the blue-green gold shift. So with that, y'all have a lovely rest of the evening. Hope y'all don't have major storms. We're supposed to have some coming in, and if you do, stay safe. I appreciate each and every one of you. I love our crafting community, and I love you all, and I appreciate y'all hopping on, sprinkling, sharing, following us all, and helping with tips and tricks. So we'll see you all tomorrow, and we will finish this up. Have a good one, everybody. Here's some hearts for you. I don't know if I can get anything else to come, because sometimes, oh yes, there's some confetti. Now are the thumbs working? I guess the thumbs aren't working. Anyway, have a good one. Love y'all. See you tomorrow, same time, same back channel. I forgot I put my Clorox right there. Bye. Thanks for hopping on.